Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. So, as you can see, hey, man, now this is just a little, Oh, here, let's play it. Hey, man, don't be a dumbass nigga out here, man. All right. This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 1. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, man. Okay, when you are subject, you are under the rule of, right? Now, I don't know if this nigga's dead or not, I just, wanted to use this to do a lesson on something, off the top of my head type shit. But so like it said, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. For there is no power but of the Most High Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. All right. So this devil is in power for a reason. These laws are here for a reason. There are state troopers and highway patrol and, just regular smugglers, right? Sheriffs, and they're here for a reason, right? There's certain rules in place for a reason, right? Certain states, if it's raining, they don't want you on the bike. You know, this goofy, and it's an Edomite. And niggas do this shit too, right? Now you get a broken leg. You could have just had a ticket. It could have been something simple as a ticket, right? And maybe a little bit of hot water, right? Why you out here like this? Like, stop playing with me, man. You know, maybe a little bit of talking greasy to you. But now now you going to fucking jail, nigga. You done fucked up your bike. You got burn marks, skin missing, right? You got a broken leg, and you about to get fined, court card, all that shit. It's up for you. Like, this ain't because niggas do this shit. Niggas do goofy shit like this, man. Look, verse 2, it says, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, right? You ain't just resisting the law, okay? You ain't just resisting the state troopers or the highway patrol. You ain't just resisting the CPD or the sheriffs, you know? You running from the Lord because the Lord set them up, man. Right? The scripture says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So the Lord gave this man power over the earth. So he has powers. He has power over the laws and the do's and the don'ts. Right? The scripture also say, when a man's ways please the Lord, that he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. All right? So when you doing what's right, when you fearing the Lord and doing what's right, because that's pleasing unto the Lord maketh your enemies to be at peace with you. Okay? Moses, Daniel, right? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? Azariah and Mishael and I forget the other one, Salakia, right? But it says, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High. All right, let's look up this word ordinance. which I believe goes back to order, right? It says ordinance. Ordinances are laws. Okay, well, that's just that. Let's go to this here. It says, it says, an authoritative decree or direction, an order. It says a law set forth by a governmental authority. It says a municipal regulation, something ordained or decreed by fate or a deity. All right. Some other words for ordinance. It says a law, a act, a bill, a amendment, a statute, right? A legalization. Okay. Hey, it says another word for ordinance is precept. Okay, these scriptures, man, these statutes, these ordinance, these laws. Okay, these decrees. But it says, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High. Okay, so you resisting when these devils tell you to pull over, or they tell you to, hey, quit doing, oh, hey, stop, hey, you know, you basically resisting the order of the Lord, man. And those things can end up you can end up in a real, fucked up situation, man. Some niggas lose their lives for it, right? I ain't saying, but I'm saying it says, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation, right? You're gonna be destroyed in one way, shape, form, or fashion. You might get your ass handed to you, right? Cuffed up, and they whooping on you, right? You may end up like Buddy, right? Out of hella bread, broken limbs, broken bite, going to jail, right? Verse 3, it says, for rulers are not a terror to good works. Okay. Hey, the scripture says when a man's ways please the Lord. So when you're doing what's right, which are good works, okay, it says for rulers are not a terror to good works, right? You ain't got nothing to worry about, man. Right? But when you being a goofy, this nigga, and they running breaking down, man. It says, but to the evil, all right? For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Okay, so if you out here being evil, you on demon time, right? You're not uh obeying the order of things, right? And I say that lightly, right? You're being evil, man, right? You're going against the scriptures out here. You partaking in all these holidays, getting drunk as fuck. Woo, you on the road. Police trying to pull you over. You, oh, I'm gone. Fuck them. I didn't do nothing wrong. Right? That's evil. It says, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Right? Are you still going to be uh, rebellious? Right? They are the wicked, the evil, right? And they're hunting the wicked, the evil. All right. It says, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same, man. All right. For he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil, man. All right. So don't be a goofy out here. Okay. Sit your goofy ass down somewhere, man.